You think I'll let you zone?
Baka.
Lost media is an interesting topic because it didn't just cover TV shows or video games, but a whole spectrum of media goods like comics. Before television and video games became popular or even hit the mainstream, comics were what people consumed to pass the time if they weren't busy with other things, but they weren't considered any type of media to archive like today. But here are 5 more lost comics, Volume 2. Jack Kirby was a comic book artist who created many characters and teams which are now staples of the medium from both DC and Marvel respectively. Disputes between Kirby and Marvel led him to leaving and begin working for rival DC Comics in the early 1970s. It was then that Kirby began to work on his crown jewel, The Fourth World. Some background on The Fourth World: it was an epic storyline that spanned 4 comic book titles: Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, The Forever People, New Gods, and Mr. Miracle. This also included a graphic novel that served as the climax for the story arc, The Hunger Dogs. It started with Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, issue 133 in October of 1970. Jack had a small issue with not wanting to draw characters he didn't create, but gave in and redesigned Superman with a new emblem. The higher-ups at DC didn't love it and made Superman artists Al Plasno and Murphy Anderson draw over Kirby's designs with a more traditional look for Superman and Jimmy Olsen. Most of the original penciled panels that included those characters in Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen and the Forever People are lost. Some pieces of his original work do still exist, including an unused cover sketch. The rest has not been seen anywhere since the initial redraws were done back before publication. Nightwing had a number of ongoing solo titles, including one in 2011, but in January of 2014, DC announced that the Nightwing 2011 series would end with issue 30. After being delayed a month, the original plan was scrapped in favor of an issue that would better lead into the new upcoming Grayson series, where Dick became a super spy instead of a superhero. The unpublished issue was going to feature almost all the Bat family: Starfire, Superman, Roy Harper, grieving over Nightwing's death only for Batman to help fake Dick's death. The scrapped issue made it to lettering when James Typhon posted a lettered page confirming its existence. But unfortunately, the issue's pages were sold on Megan Hittrick's art agent's website in the summer of 2014, and no other pages were shown to the public. Being Puppycat is a franchise that started as its own animated web series in July of 2013. The series was picked up and made into a comic series in 2014 by Boom Studios, where 11 issues were published. Now, comic solicitations are basically advertisements in order catalogs for retailers to show new series announcements, ongoing synopsis, cancellations, and such. Issues 12 to 16 were cataloged and planned to be released, and the release date was pushed back numerous times for some reason. The comic's creator, Natasha Algary, stated that these issues were never intended to be released and the series was stealth canceled at the 11th issue. There is some cover art and some synopsis for those issues. It's unlikely that they'll ever be released at this point. It's unclear at which stage these issues were abandoned at because of the synopsis and cover arts for the 4 missing issues. In 2009, Archie Comics pitched a miniseries based on the Super Mario franchise to Nintendo. It didn't end up panning out, but Nintendo offered them the chance to pitch comics for 3 other Nintendo franchises: Metroid, Kirby, and Fossil Fighters. In 2019, writer Ian Flynn broke down the 3 separate story pitches he made in a Twitter thread for the Metroid comic. For the one-shot, it takes place after Metroid Fusion with overarching themes of humanity, self-identity, and loneliness. The first pitch was a standalone and had her infiltrate a high society event on a contract to take out a weapons dealer. She used her normal appearance as a smokescreen, just some human in a dress, think Zero Suit, thoughts of predators using natural camo. The dealer is a shadow broker type of alien with a thing for humans. One of his bodyguards gets tipped off that it's Samus and they open fire. Samus activates the power suit and wipes the floor with them while the dealer runs for it. Samus gives chase. The dealer has escaped to his personal gunship and tries to blast Samus. Collateral damage be damned. Samus, being the walking arsenal that she is, eventually takes down the gunship and brings the dealer in. Flynn liked the premise, but Nintendo passed on it. The miniseries pitch was exploring similar themes to the last pitch, as well as the trademark exploration the series is known for, a one girl against the world type of scenario. Samus called in to investigate unusually hostile megafauna on a Galactic Federation research world. Turns out the scientists were doing something sketchy to the wildlife. Man's humorous, yada yada yada. Samus fights man and beast alike. This pitch was rejected due to being too complicated for Nintendo's liking. There was a third attempt, but the pitch was never finished. There is concept art from artist Tracy Yardley on what the comic would have looked like though. Archie Comics was interested in adapting Super Mario into a comic book. The series was pitched to Nintendo but was ultimately shot down. Archie was interested in another licensed video game comic book similar to their own Sonic the Hedgehog series at the time. So in 2009, Archie pitched a 4-issue comic miniseries to Nintendo. There were plans to make it an ongoing if the miniseries was successful. The series would have had Ian Flynn as the writer and Tracy Yardley along with Ben Bates on art duties. The comic story would have adapted the original Super Mario Bros. Game and featured narrative-driven adaptations of the games with stories bridging the canon of the world together. Flynn stated that it was well received at Nintendo of America but failed to impress Nintendo of Japan, so it was shot down. The story would have started like this. It starts off with Mario and Luigi being summoned to Peach's castle for a plumbing job. Luigi was excited about the career-defining contract. Mario was less enthused. A job was a job, and he's bored of their career. They arrive just after Bowser has ransacked the Mushroom Kingdom. They stock up on what power-ups are left after the invasion and embark on a journey through worlds 1 to 8 to face Bowser. Ben Bates posted 3 pieces of concept art he created for the pitch to his now deleted DeviantArt page in February of 2016. It's unknown if any more concept art exists of said pitch. That should do it for volume 2 of Lost Comics that will probably never see the light of day. As always, if you have topics you want me to look into, then don't hesitate to leave a message below. Stay safe guys, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh, really? That's the 6th time this week already. I'm sorry. My boots just gonna do that sometimes. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry.